Hello, everybody. It's Big Al with some more content from Lord of the Rings Rise to War. So, today I'm going to talk about Agzok. I believe that he is a little bit underrated, for one, but for newcomers that only have, two, three, 4 seasons, I believe he is a very good option for you to ascend. When it comes to good side, I tell people that have just started or only have 2, 3, 4 seasons to ascend Dwalin. And the reason I tell the people to do that on the good side is because he's probably the best tier 1 damage dealer, but it's cheap enough to do and it buys you time until you can get your respect up on your better damage dealers like Gimli, Bjorn. Okay, and it's the same thing with the evil side. I think he is the commander to ascend that will buy time until you can get your respect up in your other damage dealers. So I'm going to pull him up and we're going to show you why. Okay, so again, he's a tier 1, so it's nothing really special. But when we go into his skills, he definitely has probably the best skill tree for a damage dealer. The only problem is he's not powerful enough to be a main damage dealer when you get higher in the seasons. But we're going to start with his R0 top R0. Okay, it's 400% physical damage once to one enemy formation. Then it's going to deal an additional 100% physical damage once while attacking. And you gain some initiative. Black Numenorian is definitely not a skill that's unusual. There's few commanders that have it, and it just adds on some additional focus damage. But as a damage dealer, a physical damage dealer, you're not going to put your gear towards focus. And the reason for that is because it's just one of his skills, and physical damage is more powerful than focus damage. His R2 skill, Shadow of the Mist. This deals up to 130% physical damage to 3 enemy formations once each round for 2 rounds. So, it fires off in round 3, so it's going to hit them for 2 rounds. And he's got a 2-round cooldown, so then he uses this skill again in round 6. Level 5, some initiative, level 10 is some commander attack. Then you go to his R4. The Mountain Warrior deals up to 550% physical damage once to enemy units with the lowest hit points. Level 5 damage dealt to ranged units plus 10%. And then some more commander attack at level 10. Believe it or not, even though this has the highest percentage, it's actually his last damage skill. And the reason for that is 550% to the enemy with the lowest hit points. So that means somebody could only have 1 or 2 hit points and he's going to waste his skill on that unit. So, the way to build him is you want Shadow of the Mist first. That's going to be your first skill, primary skill, because, again, it's hitting for 2 rounds. Then you go to Pursuer, which there's actually quite a few of the evil commanders that have this. Well, maybe not quite a few, but a few. So, you want to do Shadow of the Mist, then Pursuer. One thing I recommend, if you're fighting up against good side, you're going to want to put 1 point in Black Numenorian. That's it. You don't care about the 18%, but what you do care about is that extra instance of damage that you're knocking off of the good side White Council, whether they're running Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White. They're both going to be running White Council. So you're taking an extra instance off each round. So you max out Shadow of the Mist, you max out Pursuer, 1 point and only 1 point in Black Numenorian, and then you put the rest into Mountain Warrior. Yes, it all depends on the luck of the draw, on when this skill hits, how much hit points the units have. So max on R2, max on top R0, 1 point, and then all other points into Mountain Warrior. So, and just like every other damage dealer, you are going to be looking for things with commander attack and commander damage when it comes to the weapon and the accessory. Gold items are the only ones that have commander damage. The Bone Talisman is the best in slot for damage dealers if you have to use purple. So I'm just going to throw that on there. Let me go in here. So next we got the helmet. Okay. Best in slot for purple is the full helmet. It's going to give you commander hit points, which is good because you're going to need them. You got the commander attack. Okay. Cask of Pride is the best in slot for gold. And then we're going to go over here, and for the purple, you're going to go with the Scale Mail, which armor only gives commander hit points, but it's got commander attack. And then for gold, you have a couple different options. You could run something like the Berserker's Raiment. You could actually run a unit defense skill, but you only want to run those kind of armors once you get your commander attack up above 180, 200, when it's only with these three items. With the weapon, the helmet, and the talisman. Then go ahead and put the unit defense plate on. That's okay. But when you're only in the low 100s, you need all the attack that you can get. Gold skin would be another option. So, like I said, for newer players, he is an option to ascend. It's cheap enough to ascend, and it buys you time until you can get your alerts. For one example, you can get his respect up higher so that he's usable, and your other damage dealers. So, that's Agzok, and like I said, for new evil players, I recommend ascending them, just like I recommend ascending Dwalin. Okay, so as always, make the most out of what you got.